Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a Google form and use it to send to my students in my classroom, my middle school classroom, for a ticket out the door, how it records and how easy and simple it is. So first, as you can see, I'm in my just in case. I wanted to show you this part of it. If you go in any Gmail at all, you automatically get 15 gigabytes of storage right here you can see, and I just wanted to show you from the very beginning. So if you log into your Gmail and you go here to the apps button, you can go to your drive. It's basically like Google's cloud storage, and you can see here in my drive I have all these different folders. So I'm going to create a new folder. So I'm going to click on the new folder button and I'm going to call it test just for this purpose. Create. Now, before you create any documents, if you have a specific folder you want them to go into, you want to make sure to click on that folder first. So you see here I'm clicked on test, and now I'm going to go to the create button. And you see here you have document, presentation, spreadsheet, form. Those are the different options. There's also similar to Paint, a drawing option. The first thing I like to do is go up here and rename my document, and I'm going to call this test form. You make sure to call yours whatever you'd like. Hit OK. Notice that as soon as I rename it here on the top left, it automatically renames the top of my form. Here I can also type in a description, and what I usually do for my students is type in ticket out the door, their grade level, and the date. Okay, so now here it's automatically ready to start typing in your questions. So what I usually have them do, I have them type their first and last name, and you can see here it has a correct option, and here the question type. This is where you can choose different types of how you want them to answer or what the box should look like. So text has a short answer box. I also make the question a required question and hit done. That way they cannot submit it without typing in their first and last name. Add an item, and here I usually type in there for them, type your class period. It helps me keep up with who's in what class, and then I leave that one as text also. I make it required, hit done. Now is usually where I start to type in, I'm only going to type one question for this, but what is one concept that you are still struggling with in this unit? And usually I'll type down here for the help text, I'll type whatever I expect them to write, 2 complete sentences. And for text, I'm going to change it because I want their option to be a lot longer, or their answer. So I'm going to choose paragraph text. But notice you also have the option to choose text boxes, check boxes, multiple choice, and so on. This is also required, and I'm going to hit done. Right down here, I'm going to change, or you can leave it just like it is, but this is what it's going to show up whenever they hit the submit button. And I'm going to just put thank you and have a great day. That's usually what I end up putting in there. I'm going to uncheck this box because what I don't want it to show a link and give them the option to put in another response. I just want them to only have one response. So notice that anytime I make any changes right up here, this is Google Docs saves. As soon as you type a space, a letter, anything like that, it automatically saves. As soon as you stop typing or stop clicking, it automatically saves it for you. Next up is telling the computer or telling Google Drive where to save the responses that people, when they finally hit submit. So I'm going to go right here to choose response destination. And what I do is I create one spreadsheet the very first time, at the very beginning of my 9 weeks. And I have them all go to the exact same place. So I'm going to put, since we said it was an 8th grade ticket out the door, I'm going to call this 8th tickets out the door. And I leave the word responses on there because it helps me remember that this is the answers. I'm going to hit create, and I'll show you where that went in just a minute. So you can see right here now, view responses. If ever you linked it to the wrong thing, you can choose the responses option or the responses link up here and choose unlink form, and that will make those responses stop going to the spreadsheet. But we'll see that in just a minute. Okay, so now how do I send it to my students? Well, you can click on View Live Form right here, and you can use Synchronize, iTalk, whatever software you may have. You can highlight this link up here at the top and send that to them and have them fill it out. I'm just going to show you how I use it. So this is what it would look like in a browser. But actually what I do with it is I go back here, down here to I'm back in the editing version, send form button. I click that. And you can highlight this link right there also and send it. What I do though is I click the embed button and I highlight and copy this text. I'm going to hit done. And I'm going to go down here, and this is a website that is hosted by Snack Websites. Snack tools are really super easy to use. If you've never used them before, you should check them out. It's the easiest website creator that I've ever used. But I use it for, okay, so this is 8th grade. I'll click on my 8th grade page, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to insert some text, and this is going to be their 11 to get out the door. And this is exactly how I do it every time I ever send one in class. I'm going to click the embed button and paste in that embed text that I copied, and I'm going to hit update. And this is exactly what it looks like. I put it down here. So you see I actually had one right up here that I used on this past Friday. But normally I would put the most recent one at the top, but I was just doing that for your benefit and the ease. So here's my test form. It actually really shows up real life live on the internet. So I'm going to type in, just so you know that it really works, 3rd period, and then there are 2 sentences. Just pretend that this is 2 sentences. Now at the bottom they can hit submit button, and that's what I typed in as my text that I wanted to come up. Thank you and have a great day. Now I would normally tell them to close out of that website and they could leave for the day. So here is where the actual spreadsheet, whenever we chose the response destination earlier, those responses, notice that now tells me that I have one response. In my, back up here, if you can see, I'm in my Google Drive now, and we're still in that test folder. There's my test form, and there is the spreadsheet. And you can see, because we used the form to create the spreadsheet, it automatically will give us a timestamp, the date, time, and those are our questions that we typed in, and this is the first person who has submitted. That was me, 3rd period, Google Drive and Forms. And you'll just have them listed all the way down. So that is exactly how I use Google Docs, and that is how to create a simple test, or a simple form, excuse me. You can use that for any kind of assessment, and it's an awesome way to show how you're using assessment uses in the classroom, because they want evidence of how you're using your formative assessments and reteaching or not having to go back and reteach your information.